What's up, my lasagnas? Today I'm going to teach you guys how to install mods with DSMODT. Right off the bat, let's just get started. Here is the website for DSMODT. I'll have a link to that in the description. Just go ahead and download it and pop open that zip file. I am going to extract the zip file to my Dark Souls installation directory, but you can put it anywhere you want. It does not matter. I just prefer to keep it here for organization purposes. So we're going to drop that in there, and there we go. So with DSME, once you've done that, go ahead and launch it. And it will copy your Dark Souls files into a project. This will take just a moment. Once that's all finished loading up, we can get started with this. For this tutorial, I'm going to replace two weapons. The first is the scimitar. I'm going to replace the scimitar with a rune scimitar. Pretty expensive weapon. Costs usually like 14k on the G, but here we're getting it for free, so it's pretty good. What you want to do is you want to open up your mod. You should, when you download a mod for Dark Souls, like a DSMODT mod, you're going to get a DAE file, which is a model file, a couple of different textures, and then a material to use. Now, the material is just a name. It's literally just like, use this named material for this weapon, and we're going to do that. So, to start off, you're going to drag your model file, just drag and drop it into the thing. Oh, first you're going to go into edit mode by hitting that little edit button up there. And, yeah, let's just be terrible. Gonna hit the edit button, give your thing a name, then drag the file in there. After a few seconds, it should come in. It might have the textures applied like this already, but don't trust this. You're gonna need to change it. So what you do is you click on this, and you go up here, and you change this material ID to whatever was listed in that material text file, or whatever README or whatever. It just kind of depends on who's making the mod. And you change it to whatever it said, which in this case was P-Metal DSB. Then you drag in your three textures with, generally speaking, diffuse is going to always go to main, or it's going to be called main or color or something like that. Normal or bump goes here, and specular or shininess goes here. Once you've got all those in there, all you need to do is go up to top and hit Apply Current Changes, and that will save your edits to DSMODT. But we have not saved them to Dark Souls yet, so there's still one more thing we have to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to import another weapon. We're going to replace the Dark Sword with a keyboard. Same exact series of steps here. We're going to go to Dark Sword, we're going to hit Edit. We're going to name it something, and then we're going to go to our keyboard folder and drag our model in. And then we're going to select it. This time the textures didn't automatically apply, but it doesn't matter because we're going to do the same thing. In this case, the material we're using is P Dull Leather DSB. So I'm going to scroll on down to that. Right. There we go. Diffuse goes to main. In this case, and normal goes to our bump, and the specular goes to specular. And then we have our keyboard. It's wonderful. And we're going to save this one as well. Apply current changes. Also note there's an occasional bug where when you drag the model in, it won't let you actually drag it in. It just has like a you can't do this. If that happens, just restart DSMODT. The bug is just kind of weird and random. I think it has something to do with if you're clicking on the buttons too fast or like double clicking on things. It's kind of weird, but yeah. And the last thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how to rotate weapons. So I just saved my changes twice in a row. That was smart. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do one last little edit. I wanted to show you guys. I've been asked this at least once, probably. So we're going to pull up the dagger here, and we're going to go to edit and name it. That's a great name. So someone wanted to know how I have my dagger upside down in that one video a while back. All you really these buttons here let you rotate and flip things. We're going to just flip the dagger over and then save it. And yeah, that's all. Last but not least, we're going to hit Save to Dark Souls. And yes. So this will take a little while to do, but once it's finished, it should be all ready to go. So I will fast forward to that point. Now that DSMODT has finished saving, we can go ahead and check it out and see how it looks in game. See, the scimitar is looking good. It's very scimitar-like, very rune. But you also need to check out the dark sword. Oh my god, where is it? I hate using keyboard, but I don't have a choice right now. There we go, dark sword. Alright, now that we have the dark sword equipped, let's check that out. Looks good. Got our keyboard in game, but it looks like the hitbox is messed up. And it's hitting the ground, like, it's like the hitbox is in the ground almost. So, this is a serious problem because this means the weapon can't be really used because you wouldn't be able to hit anything with it. So we're going to fix this problem, and I'll explain how to fix this for pretty much any weapon that this happens to, as it's very specific. We're going to go ahead and close the game, but so some weapons when you replace their hitboxes get messed up in that weird way, where the hitbox is just wrong. Like it will get broken. And if you want to fix that, what you have to do is find a weapon that has a working hitbox and swap the model and hitbox of the working weapon onto the broken one. And I'll show you how to do that right now. The first thing you're going to want to do is clear out your workspace. So this is just going to delete all the mods you've installed, basically. You go to workspace, you go to user, you hit delete. Done. Then you start up DSMODT again, and it will have all your mods that you've done will be gone, and you can start over, and we're going to do that to fix the dark sword. All right, so one of the weapons that I know works one of the weapons I know works with weapon and model swaps is the longsword. It's fine, and the longsword and the dark sword are pretty much the same size and shape, so swapping those together would be fine. So we're going to replace the longsword. We're going to replace the longsword with our keyboard, doing all the same thing we did earlier. P dull leather DSB. Boop. And we are going to then click here at the top where it says longsword replacing and change that to dark sword. Then we're going to hit apply current changes, and then we're going to save this to Dark Souls, which will once again take a minute, so I'll be back with you in just a moment. Alright, we got to load it back up again with our changes saved, and now we are going to test the changed hitbox, and it's fixed. So what we've done is essentially change the model of the longsword and then copy the longsword's hitbox and model onto the dark sword, thus fixing the broken hitbox on the dark sword, because we keep, for some reason, that's one of the few weapons that breaks. Some of the examples of weapons that break are the Cestus, the Gold Tracer apparently breaks, the Butcher's Knife breaks if you swap it. There's just a handful of weapons in the game that don't work correctly. Additionally, I believe when you do this, it also replaces the longsword as well. Well, actually, no, it doesn't. If you save first, it will, but in this case, it's fine. The longsword, it didn't actually get changed. It sort of depends on the order of how you do things, but regardless, if you do what I just did, you'll be able to swap. You'll be able to copy the hitbox of one weapon onto another to fix a broken hitbox. Anyways, that should be it. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. If you have any weird issues where, like, the program won't save, like it locks up when saving, or if it won't import the model, like nothing happens when it says done, that's generally due to something being wrong with the model itself. And in that case, I'm not sure how much I can help you. You could watch the tutorial on the creation of mods, as that goes through all the different steps of actually like importing stuff and making it work. But outside of like editing the mod yourself, there's no way to really fix those kind of problems. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great time. And remember to eat all of your vegetables.